This team was suggested to me by a subscriber of this channel, but I couldn't find a comment. But if you are watching this video, feel free to shout out yourself and I will pin that comment under this video for sure. So anyways, we're using a Trevenant team for today's content with Dragonair on the Switch and Skarmory up in front. Overall, this team is gonna be used properly with the backline able to cover completely the weaknesses that your Skarmory is gonna have up in front, and Bastodon might actually be the worst case scenario for you. The electric types as well, but we're gonna get there towards the next 3 battles, so stay tuned till the end because we're having a ton of bad leads for today's content and most probably the worst ones that you can face. So overall here what we want to do is to finish off this Ferrothorn, but unfortunately for us we cannot quite do this because this one is gonna run Mirror Shot at the most spammy way possible, and they absolutely outplayed me over here. So now with the Bastardon coming into the game, I know that I need to survive at all costs with my Trevenant, and they end up having a Whiskas at the back. Perhaps they were thinking that a Shadow Ball could be easy for them to catch, while Whiskas would not be that much of a big problem for my team, so they want to sacrifice it just in case I was gonna throw some energy over there. Anyways, now the shields are all up for that Bastardon. They can easily reach here now to the Flamethrower to finish me down, while Skarmory will also have kind of a tough battle. However, this is the trick, because Steel Wing is still gonna add up in damage towards your advantage if your opponent isn't careful, and since I know that my opponent over here cannot reach to back-to-back moves, I can easily get to the maximum amount of energy, to the maximum amount of fast attacks, and still deliver the lethal blow with a double resisted Brave Bird. That was a crazy one to begin the video with, and now we're having a Lantern up in front. Obviously, this is gonna be a promise for this video. We're gonna have a lot of bad leads and the most horrible ones, so that you can make a decision on your own mind, on your own clear mind, how to use this team and if you want to use this team effectively in Great League. So now with the first dragon out of the way, we can have the upper hand on the alignment because my Skarmory can never face that Lantern, and instead my Trevenant will be on top. So what we did there was to use at least a shield on that in-between matchup and push them to their limits with our Dragon Breaths. This team can also work with a Shadow Dragonair, but I figured out that the regular one might actually take the hits much easier, which is also a pretty nice way to use this Dragonair as a safe switch. However, under shielding, Shadow Dragonair is gonna be much better offensively because of Dragon Breath and the crazy pressure that it can do. Now Lantern goes down while we still have a Seed Bomb to threat that amazing Dragonair of their own. However, we still have a lot of energy to throw, so this final Seed Bomb should connect and absolutely knock out the opposing Dragonair. Into the next battle now with another terrible lead, not only an electric type, not only a steel type, but at the same time both, which is the worst combination of them all. So we managed to get a wild charge on our Dragonair, but you can already tell that this Magnezone is gonna add up in damage so much if we are not careful, and then they switch out to clear the debuff, which is absolutely an acceptable play from my opponent. Not only that, but they also charge up a lot of energy here on that Jump Bluff, and all we need to do here is to go ahead, tank whatever move they are gonna throw, most probably 3 of those acrobatics, and in the process we can farm up a ton of energy. So Jump Bluff goes down and we got so much energy to throw on that Magnezone because it might wall us completely, but still Brave Bird is gonna do so much damage on their defenses. Down goes a nice chunk on the Magnezone. They still have 2 shields though, but hopefully just the Annihilate will be at the very end. All we need to do here is to completely farm down by sacrificing 2 shields in the process, and I know that we can finish them off before they do anything weird here, so we managed to get a severe victory for our team. Into the next battle now with a Chargeback, this time up in front, another terrible lead condition for us. So on the Switch we're just gonna emerge with our Dragonair, and they have kind of a very good answer with that Mandibuzz. After the first X-Scissor, they have dropped us severely low at the point that perhaps one Aerial Ace might actually do the trick here, so I decide to sacrifice a shield, which is not the best play ever, but still I want to get something out of this individual battle. So another RLS is coming up. I definitely lost track of energy here. I made a lot of mistakes. So now my Skarmory can easily go in, and it all depends on what they might be having as their third Pokemon, to be honest, if I want to have any chance at all. So another move is coming off that Mandibuzz. This is getting out of hand for sure. This time the Dark Pulse for a little bit of extra push. At the very end they have that Lantern, and because of the shield disadvantage I decide to leave this battle. I'm not sure if we could win this one, but still it makes kinda sense to get out of there sometimes because it could take a lot of time for this battle to unfold. Anyways, into the next battle. Well played to my opponent for the previous one, and now we're having the Alola Sandslash, however on Shadow mode. So over here I'm just gonna take the move because I thought that at this point Sandslash is out of the game obviously, and since we got a pretty safe backline for pretty much anything they can throw, I'm just gonna reveal just my Dragonair, keeping my Trevenant hidden over here. So now they're gonna throw some energy. I know this is the Ice Punch, but still we can kinda survive it, able to reach to the Body Slam, or at least I was hoping so, and now my Trevenant will emerge for the first time into this battle. Now it all depends on what might be at the very end. There is a Swampy, so obviously this is looking kinda good for us. Most probably, and most of the times, you're gonna expect something like a Lantern instead of that Mud Boy, so overall Trevenant is gonna be an amazing option for the closing part. A lot of trainers tend to have water types as their closer because of how strong they can be to the current meta, and Trevenant at this point is kind of an anti-meta option. It is not that good as it used to be, and most people will not expect at all. So not only that, but also the fighters are gonna struggle against your Trevenant, so overall I guess that you can always count on your Trev for that ending game of any battle that you're gonna do on Go Battle League. So into the next battle now with that Vigoroth, and obviously here whatever move they can throw we are absolutely gonna survive it, so I'm just gonna take it, and right after they got a back-to-back combo. I was hoping for a Body Slam bait here, but my opponent absolutely knew what they were doing. Double Rock Slide to finish me down, and they survive with 1 HP, which means now that they can force me to follow their own alignment. So I'm just gonna reveal first my Dragonair, and now they're gonna follow with that Mandibuzz. As you can see, I never reveal my Trevenant. That's mainly because of Trevenant's ability to remain hidden for that water type, so whenever they have a water type as their third Pokemon, they're never gonna use it up against your Dragonair, so that you can always count on it with your own Trevenant on the very end game. I hope that makes sense because my opponent here might not have a Lantern, but they still have another water type that is pretty weak and super weak to my Seed Bombs, so that Trevenant can absolutely have the upper hand. This was no blizzard at all, hopefully, and now my Scald is just gonna do, my Seed Bomb, is gonna do so much work on that Mud Boy. Another move is coming off. I'm just getting a little bit too cocky over here as I'm lagging as well, so I'm not sure if that is a correct play, but anyways, Mandibuzz now comes into the game, but we know much better because we're just gonna overfarm as much as we can for the double charge attack, one for the Mud Boy, one for that Mandibuzz, and we can get a severe victory for us. Into the final one now, trainers, and we finally catch a break up against Cresselia. So this is gonna be looking pretty cool for us, I guess, because now we might be on a very good spot on the switch, but this water type carries the move Ice Beam, which means that in combination with a few Shadow Claws can absolutely one-shot us down. So I'm just gonna block here in a weird effort to finish them down and have the upper hand on the alignment, but at the same time I know that they're gonna block at this point. However, they end up not blocking, and this is kind of a good condition for me because we can absolutely get the advantage here with our Trevenant over that Cresselia, and having still Skarmory over Cresselia as well, while our Dragonair will remain as our second anti-water Pokemon. However, my opponent here doesn't have another water type. It is gonna be just a Hippowdon, and since this one doesn't have Ice Fang, we can absolutely absolutely survive pretty much whatever they throw. It is a scorching suns, but hopefully we can do so much damage with our moves and absolutely resist whatever they throw over here, but most probably this is gonna be a neutral weather ball. So down they go in the process. Yeah, another lucky condition as always, but still we can reach now to the farm down with our Steel Wings and Skarmory being turned from a great leader into a pure closer. That is gonna be all for today. Thank you for staying till the end, but before you go, leave a huge like, subscribe to the channel, and now I'm gonna see you all into the next one.